What's up, guys? Welcome to the Higher View Podcast, the podcast dedicated to the creative, the outside thinker, and the believer who are seeking community and healthy views on worldly topics. I am here with my better half and beautiful wife, Alexis.
Hey.
This is our podcast, and we welcome you if this is your first time. We talk about an array of different topics and go into deep dives and deep conversations, creative looks, different perspectives. So if you're into that, please stick around. We are so excited to have you. So thank you for tuning in.
Yes, and if you want to learn more about us, go check out our other videos. We got our testimony on there, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, we are on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can get a podcast or listen to, watch it.
We there.
Yes, we are there. But yeah, how are you?
I am great. I mean, honestly, if we're going to be real raw up in here, we are definitely very real on this podcast, and I want to stay that way. I want you guys to know us authentically ourselves. And so, to be honest, my day has been a little tough spiritually, a spiritual warfare for sure. But I am learning through the spiritual warfare, and when I feel that worry and it feels like it's consuming me, I can only thank God for that, because I know I can rely on him in that moment and not so much let that consume me. And so it's not easy. I will definitely say that today was pretty hard in that area, but I know that I'm only growing and getting stronger through spiritual warfare. I think sometimes I just want to be at peace always. I just want to be chilling, that's just not life.
Yeah.
And when I feel those feelings, like when I feel the worry or I feel, negativity or irritableness, I don't want to feel that. I'm like, I stray away from it. I'm like flight mode, really. I'm just like, I want to run away from that.
Yeah.
But that's not healthy. It's not healthy to do that. It's good to recognize what you're feeling and understand it can be more of a sunshine thing than a rain thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a negative thing that you're feeling that. It could be a positive thing. It can turn into a positive thing when you recognize it and move forward with it. So, like I said, it's a lot easier said than done. I don't know if you guys ever feel those kind of things, but
It's a process. I mean, we all have our seasons,
yeah.
We all go through our own things, but also keeping it real with me, how I am. I'm not feeling a hundo. My throat honestly hurts pretty bad. But I'm pushing through right now for this podcast. We kind of have to record, so it's going to be good. And I'm excited for this conversation.
Things have definitely tried stopping us from recording today, but we still doing it.
I would say that's probably the fifth thing that has stopped us from recording today. But we are pushing through. Not going to let anything stop us from recording, getting this word out to you guys. We care about you, care about this platform, care about the people listening and everybody that is a part of this. So I'm not going to let a little thing stop us from getting this out there. But I just want to throw that out there. If I sound a little mellow today, or if I'm not really like how I usually am, just bear with me. Voice is a little raspy, so just throwing that in there.
Yeah.
But
you got your ginger tea, and
got my ginger tea.
We're gonna have some good dinner. I'm making some hummus noodles. Okay, so it's regular angel hair pasta, and
just give them the recipe.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's online. I think I've seen it somewhere, but it's angel hair pasta. Boil it up, in the water, boil water, and then for the sauce, it's hummus. I get a rotisserie.
Rotisserie.
I get a rotisserie. I can't say that.
What?
I don't know how to say it.
Rotisserie.
You're
saying it right.
That sounds so weird to say.
That's right. It's the right word.
I get a rotisserie chicken, and we shred it all up and we put it in a pot with some hummus, some chicken broth. You can add spinach. I usually do like zucchini, onions, garlic, things like that. That is your sauce. And then you put it in with the noodles and voila, with some bread.
It's amazing.
Maybe some salad on the side.
It's truly amazing. It doesn't sound good like hummus noodles, but it's honestly really, really good.
And that's like my meal I make for people when they come over, and they love it every time. So you're welcome. Yeah, so we're making that tonight, and I think that's going to make you feel divine.
It's going to be homey.
Yeah, you're going to be like, ready to just chill, eat some noodles.
No, but today I've really just been, these past couple of days, just kind of like soaking in a lot. really just trying to hear whatever is being spoken to me and receive what is trying to be given to me. And really, what has been revealed to me over this past weekend and this past couple of days. First, I want to preface this conversation with a term that maybe most people have heard, but it's something that I've heard, and it's almost like a joke to me, but it's really serious. Like it actually means something. Like and what it is if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. My old boss used to tell us that when I worked at Sprint. And it was just like when any inconvenience happened, it was just like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. She'd always tell us that. So that's something that kind of stuck around in my head. It's kind of just like a funny thing, but it made me think about that phrase this past weekend, just thinking about everything that's been happening. And I took that as a different way when I told it to myself today. I want to preface the conversation with that. Mm-hmm. And really what I want to get into is remaining ready. So this past weekend and this past couple of days, past couple of weeks, honestly, I had a friend that I met through my men's group. I've mentioned my men's group on here. We meet in the mornings on Saturdays, every other Saturday. And he's from Florida, and I'm sure he's listening right now. I know you know who I'm talking about if you're on your way home from work right now. But he came to the men's group, just introduced himself through text, and he's super cool. He came to the group, and it was just like we all start getting in conversation, and we're bouncing off each other, and we're just having a good talk. And he's just, he's kind of just being him. He's pouring into people, giving them advice. He's a mature dude. But at first, I didn't know him. That was my first time meeting him. And honestly, I haven't even told him about this yet. So it's funny that he's hearing it for the first time on here. But my pride, the first time hearing him, like meeting him, my pride was like, who is this guy? Like in my home, like giving advice to my group. Like, I don't even know you. But it was like totally my pride and my flesh being a butt, and I had to later realize, like down the road a couple weeks later, but this past weekend, really, I realized that he was an answered prayer, like coming into my life. Because I had been praying for just somebody that I can be cool with, somebody that I can really like click with. It's very, I wouldn't say hard, but it's a little tricky to find someone that I can relate to, someone that I can connect with on a psychological level and like really every aspect.
Yeah.
And I am more of an artistically minded person, but I don't know, just the way that he works rocks with me. I'm cool with it. I go with it. That's how I roll. But it is definitely an answered prayer.
Yeah.
And I later realized that this past weekend, and it got me thinking. If I were to let my pride and my flesh lead me the past couple meets or that during that relationship, then I would have missed out on an answered prayer. I really would have just missed out on it, and it would have been my fault, So that was me not remaining ready. I was not ready for that to walk into my life, and even though I had been praying for it, I wasn't ready for it, and it was in front of my face.
Your walls up and your. Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was really a realization moment for me. I was like questioning myself. I was just like, well, how many times have I missed out on opportunities or blessings because of my flesh, because of my pride, the things that I have up? And how many times have I just let things slip by that are right in front of my face?
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty big thing, remaining ready when you don't expect to.
Just be expectant for what's to come. That's what just like came to me for that. Like, be expectant. Don't think you know what your whole day looks like when you wake up. You don't know what your day looks like. I mean, you can plan your day. You go to work, you do things, you have your schedule, but, you plan your day, but God directs your steps and he puts things in your paths. Like, you didn't bring that person into your house. You were obedient and you said yes to that H group, which brought that friend in your life. So, which is really cool. Like you you remained ready to hear God's voice to start something. He told you to start it, and then there's another blessing on the side of that.
Yeah.
And so that's really awesome. And when I think about remain ready, I think about a good heart posture. You know, you want a good posture, and same thing with your heart posture.
You really
When
need
it's
a
like
good posture.
when it's like this, like your posture sucks, really. You know what I'm saying? Like fix your posture. It's like the same thing with your heart. Like just have a good heart posture towards God and think for the best. Like I always pray for me to have God's mind. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. You know, his ways are higher than our ways. And that just shows you, like the fact that that's in the Bible, it literally shows you that our flesh thoughts are going to get in the way sometimes. But when we speak that over ourselves, God, your thoughts are higher than mine. That's keeping ourselves remaining ready. So it's like, yeah, we live in flesh, you know. Sometimes our pride sneaks up, but if we're quick to recognize it and realign ourselves and redirect our heart, then we're remaining ready.
Yeah, it's a tough thing for me to do. And I think that's why it dwelled on me so much and why those words came to me. Like, I need to remain ready because this is something that I would say that I struggle with. Like, I don't think I remain ready enough as I should.
Oh.
You know, I think there's a lot more things that I could be ready for that can come into my life. And whether I would have to dig deeper into myself to find out where that root comes from. But I want to make sure that I'm ready for anything that comes in my life, because I think, in my opinion, there's always opportunities waiting to walk in. I think there's always blessings that are waiting to walk in.
Yeah.
If we're not remaining ready, then those opportunities are going to wait until we are. You know, it's never going to come on to us. We have to open the door for it.
A blessing too soon is not a blessing.
Well, dang. My chest. My chest. Oh, that's true, man. Yeah. That's really, really true.
I definitely don't want a blessing too soon. I want it to be at the right time, because that blessing can turn in that. I mean, like I just said, it's not going to be a blessing. It can be a burden. It can be heavy and intense, and it can just turn to the opposite, you know. But
yeah,
that's really awesome. I'm really glad like we're talking about this, because I think we all could hear that.
Yeah, it's such a good refresher, man.
I totally could hear that.
It's a good. I mean, that isn't that how we're supposed to always be.
Yeah,
but it's just good to hear a refresher, you know, because we can lose sight. And I think this topic ties together a lot with how blurry is your vision. Because if you have blurry vision, then you're also not remaining ready.
Yeah.
You know,
that episode,
just to throw that in there.
Yeah.
It's a treat for you guys. There's an episode called How Blurry Is Your Vision? And it's just talking about what lenses are you looking through? What lenses are you really like prepared to driving through life? You know, what lenses do you have on? How dirty are they? Do you need a windshield wipe? You know, so this is kind of like a refresher or a reminder that, you know, we have to make sure that our lenses are clean, make sure that we are having the right posture.
Yes.
You know?
And what comes to me when you're saying that is I hear this all the time. It's the word. The word the word renews your mind. The word gives you life. It gives you, you know, it directs your paths. Like the Bible, like seriously, like changes your life. Like that's how you're going to cleanse your lens, you know, is replacing those thoughts, those perspectives that you grew up with and all the negativity. There's always something in the Bible for you. It shows up over and over and over again. So even if you don't read the Bible, I just encourage you just to like, you know, get, I don't know what it's called, like maybe an NLT Bible verses, and it can have like all these things you're going through or things that you need, like for example, joy or finances or acceptance or things like that. And then it'll give you verses to look up. And so like that's a really good way to start putting that into your life.
Yeah.
My forehead itches because I got the beanie on. But I definitely like that you tied the blurry. How blurry is your vision? And I feel like selfishness can blur your vision too. Selfishness can keep you from being remaining, keeping, what are we talking about?
Remaining ready.
Selfishness can keep you from remaining ready.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things that can keep you from remaining ready.
I agree. There can be a lot of things, you know, to stop you from being remained ready, and life is going to throw things at you. But I think if we change our perspective from looking at it so much as rain and more like sunshine, that it could be more of a positive thing. I mean, when you go through something in the moment, it sucks. It does not feel very good. It definitely sucks.
Yeah, it does.
But if we remain ready to learn from the situation and to understand, it's all about your perspective. To understand that this isn't how your life is going to be for your whole life. Like, this is a season, this is a day, this is whatever. And there's something on the other side of this. Like, there's always something. Like, think about mountains and valleys. Like, you have to go through both seasons. You have to go through mountain high top seasons where you're like, yeah, like, I'm feeling great, boy. And then you're in the valley season, you're like, bro, like, I'm in a dry season.
Get me out. Take me out right now.
I don't even know how to feel right now or what to think. And honestly, that could be, that was me today. But I was pushing through and I was doing the things I needed to do. And I was changing my perspective and just being thankful. I feel like being thankful is remaining ready.
Yeah. Very often do we cause ourselves to miss out on these types of things. Like I was saying before, like we are the only one that can open that door for our own life. I mean, I don't know. That might have came off wrong. What I mean is like what we're talking about. I don't know. It came off wrong in my head, but what I mean is like when we're not ready for it and we're not expectant for it, it can just walk past us. Like easily I could have just walked into the situation of meeting this friend and easily just had pride up and had my own insecurities of not trusting people and let that rule the conversations that we had further down the road, or let that lead how I handle things between another man. I could easily have just let this slip away.
Yeah.
I could have easily done that.
I think we can delay things in our life. Like, you might have not gotten that friend just yet because of that situation, because of that pride. And then that friend came later on. And then you're like, oh, now I'm ready. But you were so quick to recognize and realize that you didn't miss that blessing.
Yeah.
But we can delay things, but I think God's always going to make a circle around and put it back in your path and see if you're ready for it then. But we can miss something.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that visual.
Yeah.
Just circles back around.
Just circles back around. Like he wants to give us good gifts. He wants to give us an abundant life, and that's what he wants. He doesn't want us to live an awful life. It's just, we just cause that sometimes, or it's just life.
Yeah.
With that being said, I really want to challenge you guys, whoever is listening to this, to just let your heart be remained ready. Even when those things that come into your life that feels like rain and feels like a storm, just keep your heart remained ready. If you don't have a relationship with God, just like look at your life and just see like who do you get your answers from, and it's never too late to have a relationship with God, but that's where we get our answers from, is from God, instead of trying to figure out ourselves. And that's what helps us so much. And that's what helps us not carry the weight so much, and we can just lay it down. But
yeah, that's when you say like, that's what we get our answers from, we're not like, I don't want people to think like it's a weird thing. Like it's such a natural thing when it happens. When in this kind of life, in this kind of lifestyle, it's such a natural thing to hear God speak. He speaks in many different ways, but really like how this got put onto me was I was able to see this person that I'm talking about, his actions on how he acts, how he carries himself. He carries himself in a lot of love, a lot of he carries himself very well, and he has a really, really good heart for God and just chases everything with passion, and it's really awesome to see. And that was really something like that just bled through us like meeting. I was able to see that, and I was able to see how much love was so important in this situation, and that was something that God was speaking to me through this situation. His character was able to show me more than any conversation could have ever said. I couldn't have talked about this and got the same kind of perspective that I got from just viewing how he acts, and that goes with the other episode, the best compliment. I'm so inspired by you just being you, and I was able to hear God's voice through somebody else's actions, how
Wow.
they carry themselves. And it was really an awesome moment. It was really like what I'm saying at the beginning. Like I'm just soaking in a lot right now. I'm really just taking in what is being planted in me.
That's so awesome. Like, he went in there, remained ready.
Yeah.
And look what that did for you.
Hmm.
That's so cool.
That is, I would definitely say that 100%. He absolutely remains ready for sure. Just like, prison ministry. Remember that?
Yeah.
When we were on the road, we're just kind of like figuring out like what's going to happen. We're like,
Squished
well,
in the car.
do you know how to play any instruments? He's like,
Oh.
yeah, for sure. Like, I'll
Just
play.
went with it. Ended up doing the whole thing.
Yeah, and he was just willing to be used.
Yeah.
So he was 100% willing to stay ready.
It's a really good example of staying ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been really a cool experience to see this unveil like in my life, and it's been really cool to see it just like unravel itself. And there's been so much that has been revealed through just this situation, even between me and you, like things that I can be better at, things that I can improve on just by his character.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how, something that we admire about the relationship that is already building right now. Like the ironing is sharpening the iron.
Yeah.
And the works are in the works, the better it's happening.
Yes.
It's been really, really good. I'm super grateful.
I remember you mentioned not living a bothered life. I feel like if you live a bothered life, like you're always bothered or irritated or like expecting the worst, like that's definitely not remaining ready. Like that's blocking everything, every blessing. That's not a heart of gratitude at all. That's just ugly. I know the word to say, but
I think the most times that I have felt irritated, and I think I can speak for any guy about this situation. If you don't have an outlet to like get your irritation out, you're always going to be freaking irritated. Go work out, go fish, go outside, go do something, start a fire, kick a stick, break a window, do something.
I definitely felt that today though, because I haven't worked out in, I don't even know, days, week, over a week. And I was consistent and then I stopped. And today when I was going through my day, I was like, I was feeling so irritated. And I literally spoke out. I was like, I need to go work out. I was like, I need to work out right now. Like, I'm just going to freak out. But then I had to get myself together. It's like, okay, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to take Ava for a 15-minute walk and then see how I feel. So
sometimes I'm like, if I don't work out, if we're not doing anything, I'm inside too long, just like get so amped I want to freaking punch a wall or something.
Can you please just go to the gym? Just go to the gym right now. See you later.
I need it, man. We
I'll
need
be here, calm, peaceful, chilling. You go do your thing. I'm gonna do mine. All right.
Just like Donkey Kong at that moment, raging.
But our brains and our bodies really need that though. No matter who you are, like we need something like that. So definitely,
We're too active to not be active. Like,
especially like you said, men. Like even teaching little kids, I can see the difference between a boy and a girl. It's so funny. Boys are just. If you have a boy, I'm sure you know.
0 to 100. Always.
Yes, like I have these one kids that'll like run around and like run around the whole classroom and just start shaking their head really, really fast, and they just won't stop. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like please, like be careful. Like I had to stop one child. I was like, let's not run around, let's not scream, like let's follow Coach Alexis. I felt his heart and it was beating so fast, like this little like 3-year-old, and it was beating so fast. I was like, oh my gosh, he couldn't even make eye contact with me. He was everywhere. I literally got their teacher and I was like, can you come in here while I finish? You have 5 more minutes because I don't want them to get hurt.
A good question, because there's such a big difference between like guys, boys and girls. Like when they're little, boys are so hyped up, they're so with energy, like let's freaking go. I want to like run around and get on the roof and do crazy stuff. And like you said, like the girls more tending, like they want to take care of things.
Yes.
Like, let's help with the class, let's orchestrate things. Like I wonder if there's different kinds of being ready, like between a man and a woman. It all falls down to like your posture in general, but like I think that there could be a different kind of remaining ready. For me, especially, remaining ready would have to just be like laying down my pride, laying down my flesh, anything that tries to get in the way of something good happening. then that's how I would have to be remaining ready. I'm correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I would say maybe your emotions that you have to lay down.
That's literally what I was just thinking.
I'm good at this, man. I'm good at this.
I was just thinking that, like, as you're saying that, I was like, okay, then yeah, mine's definitely this, and you definitely nailed it.
And I'm good.
You are. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I think that's just, there's different kinds of remaining ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that, it's not like, I wouldn't say like that's how it is. You know, maybe like a guy can relate more to like the emotion side. I need to lay down my emotions right now so I don't get pissed off.
We could have a little bit of both because you've experienced me have pride as well. So, but I feel like pride comes with emotion because you're feeling things that are getting you puffed up, and then you have pride.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think us women are a little bit more.
You just you're more recognizable on the emotions.
Yeah.
You know, me, I'm just recognizable on the pride. It's like, oh, I got pride right now.
I'm like, I don't want pride.
Nah,
it's cute.
It's really, really cool though. I think this is a really good refresher, reminder to stay ready.
Yeah.
Keep your arms open, keep your eyes wide, keep your ears clean. Yeah, just stay ready, man. If you stay ready, don't gotta get ready. Yeah. You know, don't put yourself in a position to get ready that you need to get ready for.
Come expectant for your day. Come expectant for the things that you're about to go do and walk into, like even go into your friend's house and stuff. Like come expectant for the conversations you're gonna have. Like don't block it off because of. I can definitely relate to that.
Tomorrow I'm waking up and I'm telling myself that I am expectant today.
I like that. I'm going to do the same thing.
I'm expectant.
I'm expectant for whatever is coming our way.
You're going to hear me right when the alarm goes off. I'm expectant.
I'm getting up at 4 a.m.
No, you're not.
I had the thought today. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to do some Pilates. I'm going to make us some breakfast. I'm going to read.
$20 right now. Says you're not.
Okay, not 4. But wait, you get up at 5, right?
Yeah.
5? I'm going to do 4:40. I'm going to do 4:30 and then do Pilates when I first wake up.
All right. We'll see. We'll see about that.
I'll let you guys know if that happens because there's so many times I've said that. Because that's early. That's early. You know what I'm saying?
Why plan for it if you know it's going to be like, no, I mean, why plan for it if you know you're not going to do it?
I need to get ready for that.
See, you need to remain ready, bro.
I need to remain ready for that. I need
not remaining ready.
I need to be expectant. I need to know my why am I waking up this early and like I want to get excited about waking up early and not think about it so much like a dread.
There's lots of reasons.
Yeah.
Lots of reasons. Yeah. Just pick one.
But I will definitely, I need to really want to do it. Part of me doesn't want to.
We'll wrap up this episode. I really enjoyed this talk. I am taking this personal.
Yeah.
It already is personal for me. Like I use this idea because it is something that is hitting me right now. It's in my personal walk right now.
Well, usually the things that we come up with or it comes to us, let me correct that. Usually things that come to us is through something that we're going through in that moment, that day. So I definitely agree with that. And this hit personally for me too. It encourages me to keep my heart posture up and not be bothered and worry and all that stuff. So amen.
Well, if you like this podcast, if you like this episode, please like, share, subscribe, leave us a rating, tell us how we're doing. We want to hear from you guys. If you feel like this affected you or touched you in any type of way, please let us know. Let us know how this gave you a refresher, how this gave you a remindance of how you need to be. Would absolutely love to hear from you guys. So thank you for listening. If you made it to the end of the episode, as always, special place for you in heaven. And we love you guys. We are going to see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out.